Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with yet another brew review, and today we are looking at a Dutch beer, a beer from a brewery that we've already touched once or twice. I think we've already tried their Mannenliefde or Man Love, which was, if I recall well, a decent farmhouse ale, a saison, and we've already had their Tai Tai, which is an IPA based on Thai cuisine. I am of course talking about Oedipus or Oedipus in English, but Oedipus named after the Greek myth. Today we have, I'm not entirely sure whether this is Le País Tropical or País Tropical, because I'm not sure if this is a dot or an accent. But in my mind it is País Tropical, and País Tropical is a tropical island or a tropical land actually. Why did I get this? Well, mainly because the can really stood out in the store. I just got this, I think, from Albert Heijn when I was visiting Tilburg a few weeks ago. And yeah, I saw the Oedipus cans, always very frivolous, always very busy and colorful, and even though I like simple and serene, these are so extreme that I kind of like them again, so it's full circle. Like when something is so ugly that it becomes beautiful again, although I don't really find this ugly. This really reminds me of exactly what it says, tropical islands, Carnaval in Brazil, for example, partying on the beach, yeah, absolutely all this. And the can says, please drink me fresh, so we will honor that request. What is this? This is a 5% ABV IPA, a tropical IPA, a hazy IPA, a fruity IPA, whatever, and they made this with three kinds of hops, being Citra, Mosaic, and Mandarina Bavaria. So quite a bit of fruit in there. When it comes to the other ingredients, let's see. Water, malted barley, malted wheat, flaked oats, those hops I just mentioned, and yeast. So I am thinking this is quite full and quite dense as well. Okay, let's try it out. I am very, very curious. Now, I do remember really liking the other Oedipus beers that I've had, and I think I've only had those two I just mentioned, maybe one more. So, let's see. Of course, I don't need an opener for this. And this is before drinking. Okay, this is indeed a very, very hazy, paler than I expected, although I should know better by now. A lot of these IPAs are quite pale, and if they use a lot of wheat, they will be paler. Of course, combination of barley, wheat and oats. Wheat and oats have kind of a lot of protein, so I am thinking quite a thick mouthfeel, but ranging from this color, yeah, a pale yellow, lemony, nice white, thick, creamy foam, very smooth on the top, a lot of tiny bubbles, exactly what we want to see. Oh, very, very aromatic. And even though these are hops that I am very familiar with, mainly the Citra and the Mosaic, a bit less the Mandarina Bavaria, but I only get a tiny hint of that aggressive Citra scent. I do get a lot of Mosaic in this one, so I am very curious what the flavor will be like, because Mosaic is the least fruity of the three. but I think it could be a very interesting combination. Yeah, let's have a taste. Cheers. Okay, yeah, this is a very thick, very juicy. As far as mouthfeel goes, spot on. Exactly what I expected. Exactly what I like as well in these IPAs. Flavor-wise, where the mosaic hop dominated the aroma, the flavor is clearly dominated by the Mandarina Bavaria hops. A lot of mandarin, a lot of orange. I do get a bit of lemon zest, a bit of grapefruit, but that is mainly Mandarina Bavaria and a bit of Citra. I get a lot less of the mosaic in the flavor, so I am guessing that they use the mosaic to balance things out, which is of course a very good idea. Yeah. It also comes to my attention that this is rather light. Of course, it is only a 5%er, whereas in these beers we would expect like anything from 6 to 7.5. And I'm absolutely not against lighter beers. On the contrary, people following this channel know that I'm a fan of lighter beers. However, in this particular one, I think I would have appreciated a tiny bit more punch. I don't want my beers too boozy either, but I can appreciate that tiny bit of warmth in the mouth, that little bit of booziness that goes on into a fight with the hops. So I really like the beer, but I wouldn't have minded if this was a tiny hint stronger. Yeah, very nice. Flavor-wise, while warming up a bit, because I had poured it rather cold, while warming up a bit, this does go to some tropical fruits as well, but not the classics, not the mango, not the papaya, but this slightly touches like pineapple, a tiny bit, but I do get a bunch of star fruit as well, and I think that is mainly the Citra that is responsible for that. But I think that the Mandarina Bavaria and the Citra combination is very interesting. Yeah. As far as IPAs goes, as far as IPAs go, this is a very nice example, and another example of brewery Oedipus being a very decent brewery. Yeah, absolutely, job well done. Mainly because the aftertaste is very classic, and for a modern take on these IPAs, to leave a very typical aftertaste is also a very nice touch. What do I mean by that? In the aftertaste, I mainly get bitterness, but fruity bitterness. I get a lot of yellow grapefruit, a bit of zest. Yeah, the things that we love and that we look for in these IPAs, if we're honest. So I think that I should score this 3.75. Yeah. I think since my journey into IPAs, because of Robert and John with the Treehouse, with the Maine, with all those things, and also with SE10 here in Antwerp, of which we'll talk later on, because I have some of Sven's beers in stock as well. But I think as far as IPAs go, I've done such a deep dive that it is harder to score higher these days. So I think to get 4 or 4 plus, these IPAs should have that bit extra, but this is just a very decent, very good modern take on the classic, well, I don't want to say classic IPA, but a fresh take on that craft IPA. Okay, that was it for me. I'm gonna enjoy this a bit further. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments. Hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon as well so you'll get notified whenever I upload something. And if you want to support this channel, visit the Patreon page, buy me a beer, or just share a video. Spread the love, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Cheers!